Hey everybody, I hear too many people throughout our society try to blame the violence that goes on in our world, in our communities, in our cities on rap music. I hear it time and time again. They always want to blame hip hop for the issues that we face, or they always want to blame rap music, or is to use it as a scapegoat because of the issues that we face. And I think that's a problem. I think it's a real problem. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. I love rap music. To take a step further, I love gangster rap music. I do. I always have. It's just entertainment to me. Simply entertainment. Just like watching a movie. Simply entertainment. But the reason I push back at critics that try to say that rap music caused violence is I ask them who was Al Capone's favorite rapper, who's Machine Gun Kelly's favorite rapper, who was Bumpy Johnson's favorite rapper. Oh wow, right. There was no rap music going on in the early 1900s, though, was it? Al Capone was one of the most notorious gangsters to ever shoot up Chicago. Who was his favorite rapper? Rap music wasn't around at that particular point in time. Al Capone was so gangster. What's up, Yasmin? Al Capone was so gangster that he went down in history as one of the biggest gangsters in American history. I mean, they would take they had the police on payroll. They had lawyers on payroll. They literally dressed up as policemen and took out their people that they considered their enemies. That's how gangster they was. There were people so gangster back then that they would actually it's egregious. They would actually tie one of their bodies up to one end of the car, tie the other body up to another end of another car, and pull them apart, and leave one person alive, and say, make sure you go and tell such so and so I did this. My reason for bringing this up is rap music isn't the cause for our failures throughout society. It isn't. That's just a scapegoat. Rap music didn't doesn't cause violence because Al Capone, Machine Gun Kelly, Bumpy Johnson, Frank Lucas, them guys didn't have rappers to listen to. They wasn't inspired by rap music. Rap music didn't even exist at that particular time. It didn't exist at that particular time, and you can make the case that with in the early 1900s, there was no. I mean, it was mainly what classical music at that particular time. So the reason, and another reason I'm bringing this up is we don't want to scare our youth away from the movement. I don't want people out there. I don't want our youth thinking that you have to look a certain way, or you have to talk a certain way, or you have to listen to a certain type of music to care about the issues that we face, to care about activism. I'm sorry, activism, or to be a part of the process. You have to look a certain way. We don't want that. We don't want them to think that you can't go have fun in the clubs and still take care of your business at the same time. It can be a balance because the more young people we have in this movement, the more young people that we have pushing for real change, the more change we're going to actually see. We want them to know that it's cool to be a part of the process. You can still be cool and do this. You can have fun in the club and still do everything that you need to do. It all can be done. That's why I always stay true to myself. I always stay true to myself, and I feel like I can connect with people that's even younger than I am. And I'm still in my youth. I'm still young myself, but I feel like I can always connect with people because I try to stay relevant and try to stay relevant to the things that they like, the things that they listen to. Because the more young people we reach, the more we're gonna see real change in our country. The more we're gonna see real change is when we open the doors to young people, embrace them. Don't criticize every single thing that they do. Minute scapegoat for urgent people. Yeah, I mean yeah, okay, right, Don. Jazz was around back then. Yeah. Hey, Karen. Driving this. Oh yeah. I love rap too. I love gangster rap. Like how you do that, there, all that type of stuff. Love it all. I love right. I just it's just entertainment. simply entertainment. A person's gonna do what a person wants to do. It was anything else they can blame on that to inspire them for doing these different type of things. It's not. It's not. And you know what? And then too, if you don't like the content in rap music, if you don't like the things that rap music is talking about, then change it. I once put "Don't Like It, Change It" on the back. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Karen. No Limit. I love No Limit. That's my favorite group since I was 10 years old. Still listen to them to this day. What you know about that? But what if you don't like what the content that's in rap music, then change it. Stop giving them a reason to have to talk about what they talk about. That's why I once branded on the back of one of my T-shirts, "Don't like it, change it." If you don't want me to talk about racism, stop giving me something to talk about. Change the law so we don't have anything to talk about. You want real progressives to stop talking about uh, corruption, then stop supporting corruption. You want real progressives to stop talking about a progressive agenda all the time. Well, then give us one. Don't like it, change it. We're not going to stop talking about the issues that we face. We're not going to stop talking about the truth, what goes on in this world. And if that's through music, is that through activism, is that through us just making our voices heard, is that through that, knocking on doors, protesting, fighting in the middle of the streets. We're not going to stop talking about the issues we face. We're going to talk about them. With whatever means that we have to talk about them, we're going to talk about them. We're not going to give up. We're no longer interested in someone telling us that we're unrealistic or we need to change who we are because it makes them uncomfortable. We're done with that. We're done with someone trying to tell us who we should vote for. We're done with someone trying to tell us what type of music we should listen to. We're done with people disrespecting our culture. We're done with people just being insensitive to us. We're done with that. We're done with all that. Right, Don. Be a part of the solution. Be a part of the solution. And Karen, you're right. Rap started for good reasons to bring attention to the very same problems we are still facing, sadly. And honestly, nothing that a lot of the things that they're talking about is depressed communities, violence in the streets, violence in the hood. People are not caring about the issues that go on in these communities. I see nothing wrong with it. I see that if Ice Cube once said that if you don't like me talking about these things, he even once said it, then stop giving me things to talk about. Change the rules. Stop ignoring, turning a blind eye to an injustice. I'm gonna continue to talk about how crooked prosecutors is until someone out there shuts me up and proves me wrong. Prove me wrong by actually locking a prosecutor up for sending someone innocent to jail on purpose. Innocent people never go to jail on purpose, never by accident. It never happens. Ever. It either comes at the cost when someone's trying to advance their career or beef up their resume. That's what it all comes down to. Always come down to that. Always. And I'm not gonna stop talking about Anthony Hinton. Anthony Hinton from my home state. I think someone should be in jail. And sadly, no one is in jail. Not only did they put him in jail for 3 decades, but they fought him for decades to make sure he didn't retest key evidence that would have proved that he was innocent, that proved that he was innocent to this day. Rap is very important, I agree. It brings up, yes, of course. Easy E, oh man, Sarah, now Easy E was dope. Easy E, it's some things I didn't know about Easy E until I seen the movie Straight Outta Compton. But Easy E was great, and Snoop was great. Master P is my favorite. A lot of people know that because he started from nothing and turned it into something big. Uh, and these people has actually, really are a really true rag to riches story, and they still do a lot in our communities. Not many people are in the communities as much as they are. So, and the very people that are using rap as a scapegoat are the ones that are actually creating the violence to begin with. Rap music don't bring drugs to the hood. Rap music doesn't. Rap music doesn't bring about police brutality. Rap music doesn't shoot someone dead in the middle of the street and leave them there dead for 3 hours and then lay out in the street for 3 hours. Rap music didn't do that. Change the laws that we face. stop ignoring us. Start taking us more seriously. One thing for sure, and what I said earlier is about how I want to always stay connected to kids. I want to always stay connected to people and let them know that you don't have to look a certain way to be down for activism, or you don't have to look a certain way to be um, caring about the process. Karen, wow, is he actually okay? You from Louisville? Okay, okay, okay. We got the link up soon. Because I do see him doing a lot of work in the Louisville communities. I actually see him going to different jails, talking to people that are a lot of at-risk youth. By him being, by him being from the New Orleans Third Ward Calio projects and being a part of that process and being able to come out of that and getting the education, he's able to go to directly to those communities and say, hey, I was just like you guys. If I can change, you guys can change too. So, yeah, wow, he definitely is active, always active in the communities in Louisville, Kentucky. I'm glad you brought that up. Uh, but if we always stay connected to our youth, if we bring them into the process, we don't try to put them into a box. Just let them be themselves. Man, we'll have an army of people fighting for real change. An army of people. We will have an army of people down to stand up for the issues that we care about. But we're only going to get there is if we let people be themselves. I'm not saying let them do something stupid, but let them be themselves. Bought, hey Karen, see, bought bikes at Walmart and gave them to the kids a couple of Christmas ago. Yeah, that was really cool. I think I did read about that, Karen. Actually, I think I did read about that. Sarah, let's see. I can't wait until we are considered planetary citizens. When will we get there? Wow, that's a great question. I guess that's the reason we're all here. We are progressives, fighting for the issues we care about, fighting for what we believe in our heart. Hey, Yasmin from Colorado. I'm from Alabama, from the South, from down south hustlers. Y'all remember that? Oh, I always enjoy talking to you guys. Um, but yeah, at-risk youth are definitely something that we should actually focus more on because these people have nowhere to go once they get out. They end up going back to prison, and that's a problem. And no one really cares. There's nothing in our systems that prepares them for when they get out of jail, and no one really seems to really care about that. That's where we're, and that's why we always fail. They fail us when they put the box on our job applications. They fail us there to where we actually have to let them know that I mean, don't get me wrong. The employer needs to know that you are a felon. However, but when they don't get a chance to meet you and they look on there and say, okay, he's a felon, that application goes into the trash. It goes into the shredder. But at least if they didn't know and you get the chance to explain to them, they're gonna look at you and probably like, okay. They give them a chance to build a relationship with you, and they see that they see your personality, talk to you, and possibly get the job. But we got our system all set up against people. Our system is designed to oppress people, and that's not the way it should be. Not in the land of the free, not in the United States of America. It shouldn't be that way, but it is that way. It's good. It's always good talking to you guys. But have a great day, guys. Peace, and I'm out.